Statesman Nation, here with John Henry, head men's basketball coach. We're going to talk about the 15-16 year, an exciting one that for a lot of reasons, coach, but joining the Heart this year should be, and D1 basketball should be really interesting and all of that, but coming off a solid year again and a lot of new players. So right out the gate, let's recap 14-15 and then we'll get into this year's squad.
Finished very, very well. Won 20 games again. It was very gratifying ending, advancing to the MCC finals. Just ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Had an important injury to Shane Bosick, and that wasn't the reason we lost, but it would have been nice to be at full strength to play Mount Mercy. But they had a great team and beat us and ended our season. But it was a very gratifying ending with really good kids.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, looking at that roster you have on your lap there's a lot of new players on this team. Some kids that were here last year in a redshirt role and some new kids that you guys brought in addition to the talent that we had from last year. So however you want to break this apart, whatever's easiest for you.
Well, let's go with the returners first.
Okay.
Shane Bosick, senior out of Minnesota, averaged 16 points and 7 rebounds for us last year, was honorable mention all-conference. Having him back will help a lot. He's a guard forward. We kind of use him at the 3 and the 4. Right. Nick Jeffries had a solid freshman season. He'll be coming back for his sophomore year, put on a little bit of weight, and he'll be running at the wing, kind of a backup point guard as well. Jake Gunther, we brought him in at semester last year. He played 2 years at DMAC and had gone to Iowa State, and then decided he wanted to play, so he came in and helped us a lot. He's lost a little bit of weight. He's 6'6", 220, can really shoot it, left-hander. Very happy about him being back. And then Sam Sykes, I'm not exactly sure what Sam averaged. I believe it was 5 points, maybe a couple of blocks. But he's 6'9", 200, back for his fifth-year senior, back for his senior year. And then Jesse Utt, a junior out of Missouri, has been in a backup role for several years, but happy to have his experience back as well. And then, like you said, we brought in. We've been preparing for the transition to Division I for a couple of years.
Sure.
We brought in 8 kids at semester last year. Well, not all of them were at semester, but 8 kids last year. But the majority of them were at semester. And then Keith Washington recruited him out of a transfer out of Rice University.
Yeah.
So. We have literally one player on our team that wasn't here at all last year. So they are new, but they're not brand new.
Right, sure.
The package isn't completely on them. They're not completely new.
Yeah,
but
sure.
it is going to be a different kind of year. You can't say a recruiting class because they came in last year, but at the same time, they haven't put the game uniform on yet.
Exactly.
I would say a couple of the headliners of the group. Brady Burford, 6'6", 230-pounder, is a load.
Yeah. And
he is very, very talented, inside out, jump out the gym, big body. He'll be playing a 3-4-5 for us. Stephen Roundtree, 6'9", 205. Originally played at Oral Roberts for 3 years and scored 900 points there. He is a technician down low. He might be the best rounded out post player near the block that I've had since I've been here. I'd go all the way back to maybe Danny Lund in the early 2000s.
Sure.
Along with them down low, I'll be I mentioned the returners, but it'll also be Josh Caldwell, Jeff Drew, Rufus Williams. He was on our varsity reserve last year, JV team, and was our MVP there. So we've moved him up. We have some size. Caldwell goes 6'8", 215. Jeff Drew goes 6'8", 205. And Rufus Williams is 6'5", 215. We're excited about the size we have down there.
Sure.
Along with Brady at the 3 and 4, we mentioned Shane Bosick. Charles Knowles is another player that can play inside out. Tremendously hard worker, was here all summer. I just came from the gym. He's in there working out. We don't have practice till late tonight, but he's in there getting an individual in, and he'll probably go to the weight room after that. Very, very happy with our size and our players that can go inside, outside, and down low. I think the strength of this team, though, might be at our guard spots, our lead guard specifically. Antonio Levy is a 6-foot guard out of Chicago, played at South Suburban where he was a first-team All-American Division II junior college player. Jesse Purnell is another point guard, originally played at Georgia Southern, played all 31 games at Georgia Southern his freshman year. And then Keith Washington, as I mentioned, a point guard out of Rice. We have 3 guys that we think can play the lead position, along with Kevin Smith, a young man out of Seward County Community College. So we've got some people that can really go with the ball in their hands and deliver. That will be a big-time strength. A player I failed to mention, Davion Scott will be a 5th-year senior, and he also plays that position, plus he shoots it a little bit from outside. So just very, very excited and wanting to get going. We've been practicing. This will be practice number 6 today, and we're already ahead of where I thought we'd be. We're already scrimmaging and getting some game, getting game ready.
Sure,
so
definitely. With as much experience, I shouldn't say experience, but much talent at so many different positions, it's a good problem to have, but is everybody taking to the team philosophy of, all right, I have to be part of this. It can't all be about me.
And that's a great question, and it's a little bit early to answer it too in-depthly, but I sure hope so.
Yeah, right.
You can only play 5 guys at once, so everybody's got to buy into the philosophy of, I'm not going to play 40 minutes.
Right.
I worry sometimes about that. I also failed to mention Dondre Alexander, and he comes to mind when you ask me that because he's the type of player that, he led the primetime league in Iowa City in scoring last year. He's the type of player that in my past I probably would have played 38, 39 minutes. Sure. But with this team, we don't have to do that, and I'm hoping that everybody's ego can get checked at the door.
Sure.
A lot like some of the Division I teams that have all these star players.
Exactly.
Sometimes you got to average 10 or 12 points instead of 20 for the good of the team, and we're hoping that happens. Strange things happen. You got injuries or sickness or something happens. I'm glad we have enough on the shelf at all times, because the last 2 years there have been times where we've ran out of bodies.
Right.
In 2014 we finished with 9 players. And then last year with Shane's injury and some other discipline problems that we had, we were depleted then. So I don't think this group is so large. I don't think we can get so depleted that we don't have any players. So that's a good thing. But your question, to answer it, that's my job to make sure that happens. So I'm hoping that I can figure that out and make that message sent.
Sure, definitely. All right, well, change gears just a little bit and talk about the schedule first off. Non-conference, and you guys still have 8 games left versus in the future it sounds like there might be even less. But talk about those 8 non-conference games and how they're going to prepare us for hard play.
We're going to open up with Briarcliff and Morningside at home. Right away, not even into November. And then we actually will scrimmage Indian Hills before that, which will be a lot of fun down there because they have a lot of really good athletes. We'll be able to test ourselves. After we play Briarcliff and Morningside, we're in negotiations right now to scrimmage University of Nebraska Omaha, a new Division I program, and they will be opening up a new $90 million facility, and we're thinking that we'll be the first team outside of them that will compete in there, which
very cool.
That'll be exciting, and some of our kids who have come from Division I's can get that feel again.
Yeah, sure.
That's Thursday, Friday, Briarcliff, Morningside, then that'll be UNO on Monday, and then we come home again and play College of the Ozarks on Wednesday. So we're off and running right away. After that, I don't have the schedule completely memorized, but you've got Bellevue in there, and some teams like that, and then conference starts pretty quick. I think the 17th we're at Mo Valley to get our Heart experience right away. And we're very excited about joining the Heart of America. It's the finest conference in the NAIA for men's basketball, and it's an honor to be a part of it. And there'll be new challenges along the way.
Sure.
There'll be new GPS on finding these places. I don't know if I've ever been to Atchison, Kansas, or Baker and some of those places, but it'll be fun. It's almost like getting a new job,
Yeah,
like
right.
taking over a new program. But we're excited about it. The kids are excited about it, and it should be fun.
Sure. Talk about that. It sounds like there are several teams that are perennial powerhouses there, and other teams that they kind of ebb and flow a little bit. Some are up, some are down. But in your estimation, who looks like is going to be who looks like the top contenders this year?
Anytime you're talking about the heart of America, it's Rocky Lamar and Mid-American Nazarene, with all due respect to everybody else.
Sure.
He's a legend and has been doing it a long time.
Right.
When they were Division II, I had just started coaching here, so I've admired their program from a distance, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for them. I have a tremendous amount of respect for everybody down there.
Yeah.
Coach Sherman and all those guys. Peru State's on the up. Graceland has a new coach that's doing a really good job in recruiting and all that, and it's just going to be a blast. I hope that we can represent and compete well.
Sure, definitely. Finally, wrap it up with a nice little bow. What's it going to take for the Statesmen to be successful this year?
Meshing,
right.
as you referred to earlier and asked me the question about. There's a lot of talent on this team.
Yeah.
My 2013 team lost in the national championship game, and they were a very tight-knit group.
Right.
They were extremely talented, but they were like brothers.
Yeah.
I believe this team is more talented top to bottom. Sure. Athletically, we are off the charts, but whether or not we can become a team and a unit is going to be the major key to this season. And
right.
Because I like what we can do with the ball,
sure.
But it's just going to be a matter of taking care of business across the board and staying healthy.
Sure, definitely. All right, Coach. Well, thanks so much. End of this month, you guys started up, like you said, it's a little earlier than normal, but it seems like everybody's pushing the envelope a little bit, starting a little bit earlier. So best of luck, and we'll get after it in a few weeks.
All right, thanks.
All right.